Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on your time zone or anytime you are coming across this video. If you like what you are watching, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notification. This will enable you to know when we upload video in this platform. Here we react to all forms of videos, local and international. I want to appreciate YouTube for creating this wonderful platform for us to use to disseminate information. And I also put a disclaimer that Linda's TV show do not in any way promote hate speech, misleading information, or violence. We are here to educate and inform the members of the public about what is happening.
When you see them sending their document, they say, oh, he's a terrorist, oh, he's this, he's that. While you are calling him a terrorist, they are making him an ambassador of peace. Ambassador of peace. That should speak volume to you. But because these people are so shallow-minded, their brain is so occupied and empty. That is why I say, when the God will destroy a man, he will first of all make them deaf and dumb. And because the time for us to go home has come, that is why every enemy of Biafra's heart have been shortened. Chukwu have sealed their heart. Seal their heart. There is no error that we will see in what they are doing, and they will continue to chase it. And let me tell you, I have told you earlier on that in this Biafra restoration, every one of us have a role to play. And every one of us will be remembered. But the problem is, how are you going to be remembered? How are you going to be remembered? Every single one of us living on the planet Earth as a Biafran today, we have to fulfill destiny in the coming of Biafra. There is a role you have to play. But the question is, are you going to fulfill destiny in the positive section, or are you going to fulfill destiny in the negative part? On which part are you? Are you fulfilling destiny of the Biafran people in the positive part or the negative part? Today, you have seen it clear that there are people who are destined to fulfill the destiny of Biafra in the negative part. And those people on the negative part, you can see them today. You can see the Karo-White lawyer. You see the Ifan Yobas. You see the W0ND. You see all the politicians in Biafra land. You see the Nzama people, the fake IPOB. You see them. History is going to remember them, but on the negative side. History will definitely remember every one of them, but on the negative side. If you are standing firm with the Biafra Republic government in exile, applaud yourself. You are on the right path. And history will remember you on the positive side. Every one of us will be remembered. Our eternal leader, Dim Odumegojuku, will always be remembered. Even now that he's gone, we celebrate him. General Effiong, we celebrate General Effiong at every time. We remember him. Every single person that have fought in the past, we celebrate them. Actually, we celebrate him. Including one of our brother that today doesn't know his right and left. Uwazurike. Uwazurike will also be remembered. But the question is, how is Uwazurike going to be remembered? How? You cannot write the history of Biafra without remembering. You will remember Uwazurike, but the problem is he going to remember on the negative side or on the positive side? The same thing with the deputy, former deputy of Mazen Nandekano. He will also be remembered. But the question is, how is he going to be remembered? That is the major question. Our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekano, will always be remembered. He will always be remembered. And you and I know how he will be remembered. He will be remembered on the positive side of history. And today, you are seeing our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Indonesia, Mazi Simon Ekpa, making a landmark for himself. Making a landmark, making waves all over the world. History cannot be written without mentioning his name. And I strongly believe that he will be remembered on the positive side. Except he will change tomorrow, which I know he will not change. He will be remembered on the positive side. Ask yourself, how will you be remembered? This is a man who has been making case for Biafra on his own, very articulate in what he's saying, pursuing the struggle legitimately, in a legitimate way. You saw the interview. I am going to play another interview. The interview, I'll play another part of the interview Listen to the answers he's giving and what he said, how he is making a case for Biafra and answering questions on so many attacks. So many things they're asking they were asking you on that ground. The answers are in these videos I played. Let's watch this one.
I believe so. So this is what will make a difference. And my activities on social media is educating the people, telling them they are right, that you have a right to say no, and you have the right to say yes.
Who's funding you and your organization?
Biafra people are funding my organization.
Not the Tinubu party.
I have nothing to do with Tinubu. And you know, it's very funny. A lot of people said Tinubu paid me to 25 million. How is that possible? How is it possible?
You're denying he
did. I don't know who is Tinubu. I have never communicated with anybody close to him. Just like the way they forged the letter. The reason why this letter issue, Nigeria is a criminal country. They breed criminals. And that's what we're fighting against. You know, the reason why the letter on gets sorted out easily and fast was because it was against Finland. And Finland have to officially react to the letter. And the letter went viral. There are so many lies against me out there on social media. Nobody could come and say it is not true. Okay? So that is, and those lies, when they continue to say it and maintain it, it becomes truth when nobody debunk it.
You talk about criminals. Do you think the candidates for the presidency are criminals?
They are all criminals. Yes, all of them.
Even Peter Obi.
Peter Obi is a criminal.
But he's a southerner, isn't he? Like,
he doesn't. I am not a tribal. Listen, I'm not a tribalist. I'm not a tribalist, and that is what makes us different. We want. If I'm criticizing you, I criticize you with fact and figures. I'm going to tell you how all of them are. Do I explain? One, starting from Atiku. Atiku was indicted in the United States for money laundering. He's a criminal. How do you think if Nigeria is a United States, Atiku will come back and start contesting with the criminal record he has to have for money laundering? Tinubu was indicted in the United States for drug pushing. The records are there. So it's criminal. Nigeria is being ruled by criminals, and they breed criminals. Peter Obi his name was in Pandora. He didn't deny it. It's also the part of money laundering, international money laundering crime. He has $15 million in offshore accounts.
But surely Obi, being a southerner, is on the side of your people.
That is the problem. Why must you have somebody that have to be in the side of my people? That is the dangerous diversity that have brought us this far, because it will never work. Everything about Nigeria is what favors my people. I don't want we want a Biafra where everything favors everybody. But when you have Nigeria, it is either Fulani. Now we don't even have Hausa anymore because Fulani have overshadowed them. So it is either you are fighting for Northerner as a Fulani Muslim, or you are fighting for Yorubas, or you are fighting for Igbo people. So how can you continue in that kind of system? This is why we must make sure that.
Did you hear him? Did you hear him make a case for Biafra? Are you hearing our Prime Minister making a case for Biafra, answering questions straight? He has said this several times. My fight is not against my people. I'm not here for you. That he's focused on getting the freedom of the Biafran people. His powers are not to show powers to the Biafran people. It's not to showcase his power, showcase his brain, showcase his muscles, showcase his contact to the Biafran people. He is focused on challenging the real enemy, the caliphate. And that is what he has been doing all this while. When you watch this interview that he has granted, in Finland, all this interview I'm playing, they were granted in Finland. He was making a case for Biafra in Finland. And seeing all these things, you come out and you say that he is not the face of Biafra in Finland. Are you a joker? And you brought one riffraff that I don't know where you brought. Let me tell you, no Biafran does that. No person that's mentally sound does that. But of course, your greed, your envy and jealousy have made you to lose shame. But how are you going to shame the shameless? You cannot shame the shameless. And when you see some of them in that video with their white hair, and they think that white hair is old age, let me tell you, if I tell you my age, you wouldn't believe it. It is not about white hair. There are some people that are in their 40s and they have white hair. Some people in their 40s have white hair. And some of us that are older, we still live, we maintain it and live it the way it should be. It is not the white hair that makes you an old man. We're having a white beard. You want to frighten us and threaten us with white beard. And instead of being with that your wise beard, you are displaying your foolishness and your stupidity. You have become so shameless. So because we come online to talk, you think we are all babies. The restoration of Biafra is now in the hand of the experts. The restoration of Nigeria has gone out from the hand of miscreants. We are no longer in agitation. Hear it and hear it clear. That is one thing. These people don't want to grow. They don't want to grow. The shift have left you long time ago. When Master Simon Ekpa said, you will be sacked from IPOB, you thought it was a joke, right? You have been left behind. Today, Biafra has a government that is speaking for them. Biafra Republic government in exile. They are making wave. They have been having diplomatic meeting with countries, having alliance all over the world. In 28th of this month, our head office in the United States will be opened. On 28th, the address and everything is there. You can go there and attend. Those of them who have been going through the window to cover videos, that day, invite a cameraman to follow you. Invite a cameraman, fly everywhere as you flew to Finland. The same way, fly to US when we are going to inaugurate our head office in the US. Fly there and see things happen. You think we are still in the days of miscreants? You are still in the day of gossip, in the day of propaganda and blackmail. This is what they have been doing. There has been, I can tell you with assurance that there has been qualified and well-trained people that have come in this very struggle to help Mazen Nandekano, but they chase them away with their blackmail. A lot of sensible Biafrans, qualified, experienced, trained Biafrans have come to help Mazen Nandekano, but they drove them away with propaganda and blackmail. Until the dragon came on board. Until the dragon came on board and told them, I will be your end. They thought it was a joke. I will be, and today he has ended them. He has ended them. Every single, they are on the run. They are on the run. They don't have livers anymore. How can you shame the shameless? Let us hear this part of the interview.
No, yeah, cool. It's a meter. Yeah. I'm sorry, that's my security. Yeah.
Right. What's your relationship with Mr. Kano at the moment?
Kano is the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, and I regard him as my leader.
This very side of interview, this very part is very important. This very interview, Arise Television hid it, they didn't air it, but this interview was conducted in Finland. In Finland, the one they spoke in Finnish, this same question was still asked, but I want you to listen to the English version. Some of them, they will come and begin to preach lies that he wants to overthrow Mazen Nandekano, he wants to take over IPOB, he wants to do this. He has said it time and time again. I am the disciple of Mazen Nandekano, his spiritual son. He is my leader. I follow his footsteps and I go to his heart and bring information and give to you. Whatever I say is what he wants, and I make sure that every single of his legacy remains. I want you to pay attention to this very last part of the interview. Pay attention so that you will not be deceived. It is very good that we carry your mind back so that you are not deceived. You know, we have a very short memory, but internet never forgets. I thank Chukwu Okekema for the social media. I thank Chukwu Okekema for the media. The media never forget. Sometimes these things will make the points very easy. We don't have to stress ourselves to be shouting and talking. I want you to listen to this very side of the interview and get the answers that he has to give.
No, yeah, cool. It's a meter. Yeah. I'm sorry, that's my security. Yeah.
Right. What's your relationship with Mr. Kano at the moment?
Kano is the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, and I regard him as my leader.
Do you talk? Do you have contact with him?
Well, we communicate somehow, but that's a confidential issue.
Because you see, he's disavowed violence. He thinks he's made statements to say that
everybody condemn violence. I condemn violence.
Okay.
I have always condemned violence. On social media, maybe you don't follow that. But where is the violence coming? Who are those committing the violence? They are the Nigeria state. And their intention is to use violence to blackmail what we're doing. And of course, you do not expect people who are Nigerians who are angry, who have lost hope. And the next thing you see from them is when you are hopeless, you become violent. So what is happening now is not caused by anybody. It is caused by the system itself. And until we begin to understand that the violence happening in Nigeria is being generated by the Nigeria system itself, we will never be telling ourselves the truth.
Are you going to rein in your rhetoric a little bit now? Because
How?
We're in the election period. You know people hang on to your words, and it can cause some violence, can't it?
Well, I don't care. We are already at war. In Biafra side of Nigeria, there is a war going on there, and I don't know why medias are not covering it. Do you see a democratic place where the plane will be throwing bombs to the people? It's war. The villages are getting burnt, houses are getting burnt. Even in Ukraine, where you go into now, the number of people dying in Biafra land outnumber the people dying in Ukraine. So how do you balance that? And who are doing this? The Nigeria themselves, the Nigeria state. When the military comes to the village, instead of protecting the people, they get angry because they obey our orders and then they start burning their villages. So we don't want to continue like that. We want to have, the only solution to this is the disintegration of Nigeria. And if Nigeria do not disintegrate now, the disintegration later on will be very, very, very chaotic. It will be very hard before international community, if they continue to let us manage this and force people into election in Biafra land, when this time bomb is going to explode, it will affect everyone.
One last question.
Yeah.
Who's going to win the election?
Election is not happening in Biafra land.
Because you don't want people to vote?
Not me. Biafra have decided. I am telling you the fact. There is nothing that will make Biafran's people to go.
Did you hear our Prime Minister? He has spoken. I feel so joy when I watch him, when I look at our Prime Minister speak. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Today is the right day to remind you of the message of our Prime Minister, where he's coming from, his arguments. If you have followed up everything he has said, he is still following up to every of those arguments. He is still working according to those arguments he was making a case for Biafra instead of the people he's fighting for to support him. They want to put him down. They want to distract him. They want to make him irrelevant. But remember the word he said recently. Recently he said, I will not disappoint you. And you, if you try to disappoint me, you will never succeed. Our Supreme Amazon Nanakano said, I will not disappoint you. Do not disappoint me. You will be the one to disappoint me. That is what he said. Our Supreme Amazon Nanakano said, I will not disappoint you. You will be the one to disappoint me. That is what our Supreme Amazon Nanakano said. But our Prime Minister of Biafra, as I said, I will not disappoint you. And you, if you try to disappoint me, you will never succeed. And and what are you seeing today? Everyone that have risen against him have fallen. Everyone that have risen against him, today they have played their last card. And their last card have now uplifted our Prime Minister to the highest level. The last card has now become an upliftment for our Prime Minister. And watch out and see what is going to happen next. Every time we make this major move, something happens. Take it to the bank. Every time we make a major move, something happens. Today, are you still doubting the effectiveness of the sit at home? Are you still doubting the effectiveness of sit at home? If you have not joined the sit at home, that means you are the enemy of the people. Any place you are, we must lock down Biafra land until we complete this sit at home. Biafra land must be under lock and key. Any place you are in Biafra land, you must key in. It's an agreement we have reached. It is a resolution that every one of us have reached to defend Biafra land. It is not a canon. that the resolution that the Biafran people have reached, that is cast in stone, is that we must defend Biafra land. When you hear that something is cast in stone, it is unchangeable. You know what it is to cast something in stone. When something is cast in stone, it lasts forever. You can't claim it. That is how the resolution that we have reached to defend Biafra land is. Are you going to tell me that these people today, these fake IPOP that are now trying to tarnish the image of Master Manepa, are they pursuing that resolution that we all reached to defend Biafra land? Of course they are not. The only man standing out to defend Biafra land according to the resolution reached, which is cast in stone, is Master Simon Ekpa. And they are fighting him right, left, and center. But because the gods of the land are standing with him, there is nothing any man born of a woman can do. Excursion came here. Anytime you kick that Mawo, you are actually catapulting him to the highest level. And today, go and check. It is Mazi Simon Ekpa trending. Mazi Simon Ekpa is trending all over the world. That is an upliftment. A man that have gotten honor from right, left, and center. Today, he's engaging countries, engaging ministers, engaging people that matter, engaging world powers on behalf of Biafra. Legitimately, legally, everything he's doing is legal. Because you cannot be in Finland and you'll be doing illegality. It's not possible. There is no way you will be in Finland, a politician, a lawyer, and you'll be living illegal. It cannot happen. He is pursuing everything through illegal means. That is why every attack you bring to him becomes an upliftment for him. Whatever you do to bring him down, you lift him up. The earlier you wake up as Biafrans and focus on the rating, the better for you. If you are not supporting the sit at home, you are evil and you are the major problem that we have. Not part of it, you are the major problem. If you are not supporting the sit at home, you are the major problem. Because the sit at home today is making waves. It is because of the sit at home today, every politician in Biafra land, they are on their toes crying. W0ND will have lost it. Ifan Yoruba have gone to the state of sponsoring people to Finland. They have played their last card. It is check up now. They have played their check up. Nothing, no card remaining on their hand. The fight of a dying horse because of a sit at home. Even the Northerners are speaking up now for Mazen Nandekano because of the sit at home. Everywhere they call now is released by Mazen Nandekano. Even in the House of Assembly, I wasn't able to get that video. I would have played it. Most of you must have seen the video. In the House of Assembly today, they are talking about release of Mazen Nandekano. I'm going to play the one that a Northern is making the case for Mazen Nandekano.
You've said a lot. I'd like to ask about this romance now we're having with non-state actors. The pomposity, if I use that word, the
video I wanted to play. I cannot be able to see the video I wanted to play. Let me see.
One major priority area in the southeast, which I think will cool off a great deal of nerves, is for us to bring out Kanu, that gentleman. Pull him out. Stop this incarceration. I know some of his pronouncements or maybe lines of actions and so on were offensive to the Nigerian state, and there was a need maybe to take certain actions. But you see, Nigeria itself is a family. That's my picture of Nigeria. When parts of the family feel offended, as a father, as parents, you sit the gentleman down, you sit the child down, and try to find out what are the problems. How do I help you? You don't like the Christmas shoe we bought for you? Okay, we'll get you a new one. Would that solve the problem? You don't like this meal? Can we fix another meal for you? Can we start talking with Kanu? Can we start talking with IPOP? Can we start talking with other groups? I think a conversation with some of these teams would go a long way in addressing the problem. We mustn't at all times apply the stick. Bring in some carrot at times. And let's see a carrot and stick diplomacy at play. Okay? We can do that. And I think if we do that, the Southeast the situation in the Southeast will be highly doused, frankly speaking. All right? Further incarceration only make him more and more relevant, only heightened the heroship over him. He is a hero now, whether we want to accept it or not. And we made him the hero.
Right.
We have made him a hero in the Southeast. If he comes out now, he's wise. He can contest for governorship in any of the states. Nobody will be asking whether he's from that state in the Southeast.
Today, people, even from the north, are making a case for Mazen Nandekano. They're asking for release. But I want to respond to that very man. It is too late. It is too late. Mazen Nandekano have answered it. It is too late. They have taken a lot of life. How are you going to return the life of the people that have been lost? How are you going to return the life of the people? The only thing they have to do is conduct a referendum. Simple. Let the people decide their fate. That is what we're asking for. We are not asking for anything apart from referendum. The release of Mazen Nandekano is mandatory and compulsory. We are not begging for that. It is something that must be done. It is doing the right thing. We are not begging for any leniency or pardon or whatever. No. Because Mazen Nandekano has not committed any crime. In fact, the government is committing a crime against Mazen Nandekano. The call is for them to do the right thing. We are not begging. We are not begging. Releasing Mazen Nandekano is one of the right things. Another right thing to do is to conduct a referendum. Let the people make their choice on what they want to do. And this is, all this we are achieved because of our sit at home. It is because of sit at home that Mazen Nandekano have remained a thorn on their flesh. They cannot do without calling his name. They cannot do without mentioning him. But that same sit at home that is giving us hope, that sit at home that is giving Mazen Nandekano breath, that is what some people are protesting against. That is what some people are demonizing our prime minister because of it. People are attacking Mazen Nandekano because of this same sit at home that is giving us a voice. This same sit at home that is making the world hear our voice, that is giving Mazen Nandekano breath, that kept Mazen Nandekano alive. That is what they are fighting. It is now clear the people who want Mazen Nandekano dead. These people are seeing the dehumanization of Biafra land, the way the life of people are taken in Biafra land. They saw the way Biafra land is being militarized, the human rights abuse, the insult, the dehumanization of Biafra people. They don't protest about it. They don't talk about it. They don't engage the politicians about it. Instead, they are licking the ass of the politicians at every given point. And if you don't know how serious it is, let me play one of the videos I have here, which Engineer Baribe made far back ago. The situation have not changed. Even now, it is worse.
Colleagues, I fully support this motion, but I want to paint a scenario for all the senators here and Nigerians who are watching us. Imagine a situation where you are in a bus and it comes to a checkpoint. Whether it is raining, whether the sun is shining, the police insist that everybody in that bus must come out and walk across the checkpoint with their hands held high. Whether you're a mother, whether you're a grandmother, whether you're carrying a suckling baby, this is what happens in the Southeast. So the matter that the distinguished Senator Nwebonyi has brought out today is not just the fact of extortion. It also includes the dehumanization of Nigerians who have committed no offense than the fact that they are traveling from one point to the other. And the Nigerian police knows this, not just the police. Every checkpoint, even the ones by the military or Air Force or all that, they do exactly the same thing. So you imagine in this rainy season. You come to a checkpoint. They ask all of you to come down. You now walk through the rain, and then the car will drive past, then you will all enter. So the point really, for me, is not just to say, ask the IG, just like Senator Ume has said, not just to ask the IG. When the time comes for when we will talk about the prayers, I will also add this prayer, that the dehumanization.
Hello, my wonderful people. As we have finished watching this interesting video, please, I want to see your comment, your contribution, your opinion in the comment section. Like I said earlier, let us do it constructively. Tell me what you think about this video that you have just watched, and also about the platform. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please remember to subscribe, put on your notification bell, share this video, and remain blessed.